You guys, inclusion is so awesome, and I am just feeling so thankful right now. My son has made several friends in his gen ed class this year, and he spends some time with them in the morning for any type of specials, recess, and lunch. For those of you who don't know, my son is 7 years old and autistic, and in particular, I met one of his friends who I have heard nothing but good things about all year long. Apparently this one is like a best friend, and I've heard her name several times, but to finally put a face to the name was so great. We were waiting outside the school, and she comes running up to him and she's like, "Colby," and gives him this big hug, and he instantly got so happy. And then she just stood next to him. Like, just stood next to him, understanding that he doesn't speak and wasn't going to speak, and she just waited with him outside the school. And I was like, oh my gosh, she doesn't mind that, like, he's not speaking. And I had asked her name at this point, so I did realize who she was. And I said, "Oh, I heard you guys are really good friends." And she's like, yeah, we are. And at one point she was like, "I wonder what the hot lunch is." And I answered and was like, I wonder what it is, because, you know, I know he's not going to respond. But she wasn't saying it to me. She was saying it to him. And then her mom yelled over to her to go into school because she was just standing outside. And she was like, "Mom, I'm talking to Colby." And when I tell you, that melted my heart, because like, she was talking to him. She was spending her time talking to a little boy who can't speak back. And it meant everything. It truly means everything. And like, for another 6 or 7 year old to accept a little boy who doesn't speak, who speaks with a device, who clearly learns differently and presents differently, but still see him as a friend, as somebody that she wants to play with and talk to and hang out with, that means the absolute world to me as a parent. It really, really does. Without the people who made inclusion possible for him, this friendship probably would have never happened. And I just feel so thankful. And if you're raising your kids to be kind like her, I sincerely pat you on the back, because the stories I hear about their interactions have brought me to tears several times. She plays with him at recess. She looks for him in the hallway. She sits by him at lunch. Like, they are genuinely friends. She sees him as an entire friend, like not just somebody who's in her class. Like, he's her friend. And that is everything.